actually, hold up. Sorry.
When I was younger,
He was acting weird.
I traveled the world
He's
and
good now.
saw many great wonders. And of all the tales I could tell, none is more wonderful than that of Adam, Prince of
And
Mold.
so,
Everything coming in on your end?
yeah.
All right, cool.
Discord just didn't default me to your video.
All right. But yeah, this was like, you know, this was top-notch graphics for the day. Like this, people were like, "Wow, this is the future."
Oh yeah. And I mean, especially from like DOS box too, or sorry, DOS in general.
Yeah. Rawr.
In those times, the Tyrant were once again on a rampage, thirsty for blood and carnage. Their
Oh
leader
no.
was the
So this is like
Rex.
Morcus.
The years of uneasy peace.
This was like, I think what they were trying to go for was something like Dinotopia, because that had just come out like a year before this came out. I don't know if you remember Dinotopia, the books.
No.
Why does nobody remember that? Even Bonnie didn't remember that, and he's older than me. But Dinotopia was like a series of children's novels, and then they made a mini series of it on ABC that became a short-lived TV series. But I had the original Dinotopia book, which was about it was a story about this guy and his son in the 1800s who wash up on a lost continent where humans and dinosaurs live together. And it's all modeled like their entire civilization is modeled after like ancient and medieval civilizations, because they're all like descendants of people who got shipwrecked.
Yeah.
So you have like Roman like cities that like, because the guy who did Dinotopia was like a National Geographic employee, like artist. So he was experienced in drawing like old architecture. So there's a lot of his art was like dinosaurs and humans riding dinosaurs through like Roman style cities and stuff. And so he took a lot of that and he created a children's story called Dinotopia. And I think like this game was part of an attempt to capitalize on the early 90s dinosaur hype that Jurassic Park was a part of. There was a lot of just dinosaur stuff coming out around that time. And some of this is kind of like, I get the impression they might have wanted to make a Dinotopia game, but maybe couldn't get the rights. There was a Dinotopia game, but
and I definitely could see that with like their delving into sort of like old lore and mythology inside this cinematic intro for like the buildings and the terrain.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like an alternative past.
Yeah.
So that gives them, I guess you would call this particular style stone punk.
Huh.
So you have steampunk and you have cyberpunk. This is stone punk.
Like the Flintstones?
Yeah, it pretty much like Flintstones is like the original stone punk.
Oh man.
I love watching the Flintstones because Fred reminds me of my dad.
Velma! Yeah, no, I definitely could see that even in my dad.
Alright, let me get that. Alright, so we're right here. It just takes us right here. So we are Prince Adam. Here's Adam.
Oh.
He looks like David Bowie.
Kind of, yeah.
So you click right here. This is like the exploration area. You click over here on the character, and this is your party. Other characters eventually join Adam. But you go ahead and click him, and that opens up the options here. Listen to this music. This music's like, fucking, this music's dope. Like,
yeah,
it's like
I'd say
breakbeat. It's like 90s breakbeat and world music.
Yeah, it's got to be one of my favorite like classical tracks, like from games in that era.
All right, so watch this. Let me see if it will do this. Here we go. One thing is that the cursor is a little confusing because it does this, like, it's they really wanted to show off, like, hey, we can make a rotating cube, you know. And so you have to kind of, okay, wait, hold on, that's not the direction I want to go.
It's 3D.
So I'll go ahead and move over here. So a lot of the movement is like 3D FMVs. And so we talk to this guy.
I like this guy.
Thanks, Donkey Kong.
He's just doing his best, man.
Thug. Thug obey king. Yeah,
at least he's an honest thug.
And you can kind of sometimes see this with how I'm not sure, like I'm no expert, so I can't tell you exactly how they did this, but all the character sprites are the 2D, or not really 2D, but pixel art that are sort of imposed on the 3D backdrops.
They could be using a similar method to what Donkey Kong Country did back in the day.
Yeah, and so you can kind of sometimes see little points on the edges where they must have been like sketching. Like, you see how his eyes are doing that? Yeah. Right here.
There's a little bit of ghosting of his like an under image.
Yeah. So that's kind of it's almost like it's like something I would do in my animation work. Pay close attention to the little changes in the cursor here. Because you'll miss things.
Yeah, and I think that's what is it, a side effect of just all the point and click
pixel hunting. Pixel hunting is usually the term to use it, but here it's just kind of like see over here, you see how the cube changes the arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then over here, it changes again, but there was a slight delay as I moved over here. So there's some cases where you might be able to go in a certain direction and not know it because you just like you were like moving the cursor around, like, and you didn't notice that, oh, the arrow changed to point in this direction, which means I can go in that direction. So then you might get lost and be like, where do I go?
Okay.
And here's the torture room. Talk to this guy.
I don't know what he's saying, but I'm concerned.
he's a little important later on. We'll come back to talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. This is our room right here. This is Adam's bachelor pad.
Oh, it's just like home. I see the random skull hanging on the wall. Caught that in the Great Hunt, man.
Here. Yeah, they put a lot of work into the 3D like scenes and everything. It was they really wanted to. Cryo really wanted to push the what they could do on the old DOS systems. I think this came out for the 3DO too. That might have been one of the reasons they put so much effort into that, because the 3DO, I don't know if you remember anything about the 3DO. That was supposed to be that was hyped up as a big console. you know, it was gonna just totally take over the market because it was like revolutionary 3D technology. And so and it obviously flopped. But some of this, like this game came out for the 3DO, and it was one of the better received 3DO games.
Well, that's at least good, and I mean I can see why it was so well received. It's even today, I mean, it's obviously aged, but it's still good enough to look at with my modern monkey brain that like I can enjoy it.
Well, I just love this old like shiny 3D shit.
Yeah.
Like Myst and stuff, like games like Myst and even old, like I think that's one of the appeals of the old Resident Evils. The backdrop, like the backgrounds, the pre-rendered backgrounds, they're all shiny and they have like just a strange kind of almost surreal kind of look.
Oh yeah.
Your ancestor, yeah. So I'm just exploring here, showing off this. So this tablet comes into play later. He talked about how the tablet was taken from Morkong.
Morkong. I'm assuming that's a country.
No, it was one of the captured Tyran generals. So you have this whole story with the, you know, remember what they were saying in the opening with the Tyran's tribe is raiding, you know, destroying everything, and the citadels, you live in this citadel safe from all the danger. There's Eloy.
My son, I asked
There's the king.
to send you here. I fear this day of your coming of age will not be the joyous occasion we had planned. This is Eloy, and he brings grave news from the north. Eloy?
Oh.
My lords, the city of Shamar has been attacked
Oh,
and
no.
destroyed by the tyrant.
No!
The humans there have been slaughtered and taken for food. There are few survivors.
Those poor fools.
Shamar destroyed. It seems Murkus Rex and his Tyran hordes will not rest until the whole world has been turned to blood and ashes. You see the dangers which lie outside our fortress, Adam. Its mighty walls are all that stand between us and destruction. You must remain within the citadel. This is my order.
Yeah, so our dad is like he's one of those people who's just like, the end of the world is coming and there's nothing we can do about it, and so we just hole up here and, you know, pretty much just like kind of like I don't know, I guess like Mask of the Red Death or something.
Yeah. Definitely seems to be a very protective father.
Only surviving child, the heir to the throne of Mashar.
The throne of Mashar.
Your duty is here in the citadel of Mo with your people.
I won't listen, Dad. You can't make me.
Never forget that your sister and your mother, my beloved Jelana,
Okay, thanks for the exposition, Dad.
not more than one day's march from here. The same fate must not befall you.
Let me ask you a question. Do you prefer it when characters sort of say background information, or do you prefer to read background information and you know, in order to understand the context of what characters are talking about? Like, do you prefer to like read flavor text so that way you understand what the characters are referencing? Or do you prefer the characters to just say, like, never forget that your sister and your mother, my beloved Jelana, were murdered, and that is my motivation for being, you know, for being so protective?
I consider that to be a little bit heavy-handed. I think, you know, being able to discover that through the scenery or through, like, lost text is much better.
Yeah, because, like, that's how, like, stuff like Morrowind worked. Trying to think of other games. I think to some degree Resident Evil is like that. Old Resident Evil, at least.
Begging your pardon, my lords, I'm weary. Take my leave. Perhaps I'll
I'm
see you
tired.
again before I leave more, Prince Adam.
Wink, wink.
Oh.
Okay, so... And this game has a lot of world building, so... Let's see.
Marcus Rex, the Tyrann destroyer of men and dinosaurs. The Tyrann killed your mother and your sister Leonore when you were only a few months old. I realized then how foolish we were to dream of resistance.
I kind of like this. Like, if they were to leave that exposition to this, it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Because that could easily be like, oh, a father looking back on the tyranny through this photo or through this picture.
Yeah, and then you could also you could have it where he's like, why is this dude such a jerk? Why is he so why is he like so coddly of his, of his son? And then you like investigate something like this and it explains why, and you piece it together. You're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, yeah.
So Marcus Rex, he's the Tyrann leader. He's a bad dude.
Your grandfather, the enslaver, tore down the citadels. All of them, save Mo, our home. And all because his thirst for power knew no bounds. The architect's dream was trampled in the dust.
All right, so our grandfather was a bad dude. Our
Your great-grandfather
but our great-grandfather was awesome.
was a mighty builder. It is hard to believe that he built citadels like this one across the world. How he accomplished such wonders, we will never know.
Yeah,
It's a
so
lost talent.
yeah, so our great grandfather was, we're the prince. So our great grandfather was the king known as the architect, and he builds all the citadels. Then his son comes into power, and his son is, I guess, is like a spoiled brat who tears everything down and just holds himself up in this one citadel that we're in, and then just like, is a complete tyrant and destroys dinosaur-human relations.
Man. I'll never understand that, like, self-destructive personality.
Alright, so here's Eloy again.
Entering your room, Prince Adam, but I have a message which should not reach the king's ears.
Sacrilege?
The female Dina wishes urgently to speak with you outside.
Dina the dinosaur, okay.
Interesting.
She has unlocked the gate to the side entrance, so you'll be able to slip out without being seen. It's my duty as a guest of your father to remind you of his wishes.
I totally will not be sentenced to death if I tell you to
Leave.
defy his orders. Yeah.
Alright, so then you talk to him again. This is something to
I understand you're
get this item.
curious about the world outside. Perhaps you'll find this small stone of interest.
It's a rock.
Oh. No, it's not a rock.
It's a pet
It's a
rock.
boulder.
Can I take that sword? I can't take it? No, not yet.
It was given to me by a group of nomads from the east. Allow me to present it to you as a gift for your coming of age.
Nomads.
It was given to me by
Yeah, okay. You don't repeat it.
Yeah.
That happens.
We
That,
understand.
that happens. Why don't we go talk to him again? To Monk. Go here. Show him the stone.
There is an inscription, but I can't make it out. Most mysterious.
But like I was saying, this game came out on the 3DO too, and that might account for some of the interface here, because even though I'm using the mouse, I can actually use my arrow keys like this, and it auto like detects.
Oh.
So I'm guessing this format, because this isn't like something like Monkey Island or whatever, where you have like the character in front and you're clicking everything, like just trying to find like the pixel that you're supposed to click to progress. This game was actually, I think, also criticized for being a little too easy compared to other point and clicks.
Oh.
And so I wonder if maybe some of the way it's designed, like all the 3D and that more like that particular interface, I wonder if it's designed with console ports in mind.
Probably. I mean, considering how big the 3DO was hyped up to become, wouldn't surprise me.
All right, so this is Dina. She's going to take us to Grandfather Tao.
I trust you, Dina.
Whoa!
Man, Dina's fast.
All right, let me see if there's... So there. Now, I can't be sure, but I think that there are some voice actors in this game from the Zelda CDI games.
That would be pretty interesting.
I guess that's worth a kiss, huh? Ha! I won!
And look at this is what I was talking about earlier. Look at this aliasing here.
Oh yeah, that's clear stair-stepping.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't notice that though too badly on like old CRT monitors.
Oh yeah, because they tend to fuzzy out the pixels by nature.
So the architect had a Saurian friend. Dinosaurs are called Saurian. Dinosaur is like I guess dinosaur is an offensive word. They're Saurians.
I'm not a dinosaur. I'm a Saurian.
I could imagine that. Because dinosaur literally means terrible lizard. But they have used the term dinosaur already. So I wonder, but I guess this dinosaurs themselves usually call themselves Saurians.
Okay, so it's just a difference between...
But then Saurian means... well, no, dinosaur... Yeah, so they call themselves basically lizards. I'm trying to think the etymology there.
But when the enslaver, your grandfather, came to the throne, Gra was hunted down
Gra.
by others.
Oh.
The enslaver left him to die deep beneath the citadel in the crypts of Abandon.
You must go to the crypt.
I was going to say that.
My granddaughter will go with you. She knows the way.
Dina, shut up.
She understands those whom you...
You're undermining my authority.
This is my monologue. Let's go to the crypts yet.
It is true. I have the gift of understanding those who speak in strange tongues.
Ah, so those who speak in strange tongues. Who did we talk to that spoke in a very strange tongue?
Ah, the enslaver.
Or the torture guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
The enslaver's our grandfather.
Yeah, the king before. Yeah.
Gra is
Gra.
dead, but his secret lies with his remains in the crypts of Abandon.
Yeah, they're really laying that accent on thick, aren't they?
You must do what your father has never been willing to do. Before I depart this life, I want to give you this shell. It is an object of power.
Oh, he's a chuny.
It is very bombard.
With it, you can call out to
He does. They do look like Gungans.
Yeah.
in my power to help you. I will. It is time. The ancestors beckon me. Farewell, my children.
No!
Grandfather Tao will know peace amongst the ancestors. He deeply regretted that your father refused to listen to him.
My dad thought his accent
By
was
your
stupid
coming here, at least he died intensely,
and offensive.
with hope for the future.
Such a Arius.
The dad's one of those people on Twitter who just blocks anybody who says like that they think might might be problematic. Okay, so we got this knife, right? Classic point and click stuff. Something was right here that you needed to grab that you might have missed on your way out and been running around trying to figure out what to do. And so now Dina's in our party.
Poor
Ooh.
grandfather Tao. I loved him deeply.
And then you can kind of like go ahead and take things and show
There
them.
seems to be some kind of inscription. It's an interesting stone. I wonder what it's for.
Dina, you want to see my rock?
It's a good rock, isn't it, Dina?
It reminds me of my grandfather Tao. Listen to his advice, Adam.
Yeah, and so
Reminds me
yeah,
of my
shut up.
grandfather Tao.
So we have the shell, right?
You can find the way, Adam.
Do you know the way?
You can.
Oh God, no! The clicks.
But yeah, the shell is to communicate with Tao, and that's like the hint system.
Okay, so Tao's still there.
He's in the spirit world.
Oh, okay, so we could still talk to him through the spirit world. That's good. I thought Tao was just gone. I was like, I just met this guy and he's dead.
He's dead. He is dead. He is dead. He's just, you can communicate with his spirit in the Valley of the Mists through the magic conch.
Praise the conch.
All right, Magic Conch. What do we do now?
You can find the way.
I wish I knew.